I love insurance, but it gets hard in the minutia.
The business owner has so much on their plate. It's like, I don't want to deal with looking up the rules to this one or this one.
Internal joke in our agency for absolutely everything is, you know what you have to do? You have to sell more insurance.
Home and auto will be gone because why would a carrier need an agent?
I do think people still want, there's a certain segment of the population that's always going to want to talk to a person.
Yeah, but they're all...
The next steps is to connect it. I mean, the reason we changed our management system is to be able to connect it to our management system.
If you can build it really big, I would say in like 3-4 years. I mean, if we're getting to the point where they can service, it's almost...
The wildest thing that ever happened to me was shortly after we opened our agency, we had a giant HO4 claim turned in by a guy that came to the office, walk in, last minute before a holiday and wanted an HO4 policy. And my husband kindly wrote it up for him, only to have him turn a claim in 3 weeks later for the contents of his entire apartment. Apparently, someone backed a U-Haul truck up and took everything that he owned. No one saw a thing. He was on the 3rd floor of the apartment. But luckily, to provide the claims, he had all of his very expensive jerseys and his tape collection laid out and recorded with photos that he told claims my husband had recommended that he do to have proof of all of his belongings. So the claims manager at the time assured me that a girlfriend would retaliate and we would end up getting that claim subrogated against. But unfortunately, it's been 25 years and no money back from that guy.
Wow. So they paid it?
They paid it. They paid it. Yes. He was definitely a professional. Yes. So hard lesson to learn. But I'm Michelle O'Connor, and I own O'Connor Insurance Associates in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina, and I am an insurance dudette.
Boom! That was flawless, by the way. That was
damn good, and I screwed up and interjected. I'm like, oh, what am I doing? I just broke the rules.
That's when you know it's a good story.
I know.
It's a good story.
So that was at the beginning?
Yes.
That was 25 years ago. So, that's wild. I can't imagine with our carrier that if somebody did that it would work out.
Oh, they tried.
They would send the whole unit over.
They did. They tried. They did. And they did a lot of things by mail so that they could try to get him for mail fraud if he lied on something, but they had no proof.
Mail fraud.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they get the mafia people with mail fraud.
What carrier was it?
Yeah, Erie Insurance. And to Erie's credit, they are, they look for ways to pay claims. They're the partner that you want because they take care of your customers. And they really tried to make sure that this one was legit before they paid it.
Crazy.
Yes.
That is eerie.
But on Ting, we got some dad jokes in the house.
Yeah. All day, every day.
You beat me to it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So I have one for you. Let's say you're at a barbecue. How would you introduce yourself? What would you say?
About what I do for a living or just who I am?
Yeah. How it all began.
How it all began. So I was actually hired by Erie Insurance. That's how it began. A neighbor of mine told me to go apply for a job. I had no idea what I was getting into. And Erie trained me for 9 months and then transferred me to North Carolina. And I got to open up the western part of the state for them and look for agents. So great job. I loved it. I love working with agents and very passionate about just giving back to our agency force. So my husband was working for DSS and he decided that was a hard road. And he decided to open the agency scratch. So he did. We moved to Charlotte. He opened it scratch. I stayed with the carrier a few more years. And then 25 years later, here we are.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
North Carolina is beautiful.
I was just going to say I like North Carolina.
Yeah, I went to a Billy Strings concert last year or beginning of this year in North Carolina. Yes. It was a lot of fun.
I saw Billy Strings was coming. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you should have gone. It's a lot of fun.
You would have saw Craig.
Yeah, I would have. It would have been great.
Yeah. Craig, is that where you lost your phone?
No, that was in New Orleans.
Oh, geez. Oh, jeez.
I mean, funny story. I'm happy to tell it. I don't think it's been brought up.
This is outstanding and has nothing to do with any part of this conversation.
Yeah, do you want to hear it? Maybe it's a good hook for everybody.
Absolutely.
So, we got to the it was the New Year's Eve show for Billy Strings in New Orleans, and we got there pretty early because they had a little vendor fair thing. You walk around and have fun. And I'm like, I need to go to the restroom. So, they had all these porta potties, but they had the ones up front, like right in the middle of the crowd. And then they had the ones farther away that weren't gross. And I'm like, I'll go over to those ones. So I went over, nobody was there. And I walk in and it was a little chilly out. And I go to use the restroom and I'm standing there and I did some movement. And all of a sudden I hear this clunk splash. And I'm like, what was that? And I'm like, that's weird. And I look around, I can't see it, it's pitch black. And I go, hey, Grayson, because my son-in-law is around there somewhere. So I yell, and he's like, yeah. And I go, did you just throw something at this? And he goes, what are you talking about? And then I start going, oh no, was that my phone? And sure enough, I had put it in my top pocket for some reason. It bounced out and landed in there. And I got out of there when I realized what happened. I just sat on the ground. Like I was so excited and so happy to, the ultimate low.
Yes.
Because not only is it my phone, but it's my wallet.
Oh my God.
That's attached to the phone that has all my cards, my ID, everything. Right. And I'm like, I can't, like, what?
You can't.
What do you do?
Right.
Yeah. There's no
So we're scrambling around. My son and son-in-law, they ran up to the front and nobody cares. Right. They're just like, whatever. And then I'm like, look, I think I will, I don't care. I'll just leave it. We'll figure it out. Whatever. I'm going to have to go through security, do all that at the airport. And then they're like, no, my son's like, no, you're going to be in a bad mood all night. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, there's no alternative. And then they end up coming back with a bunch of trash bags and they go, look, it's only this deep,
Right.
like 2 inches deep. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, that's better. Right. Like it's not, and it really was hardly used. So like, that's an important piece. It was one of the ones up front. Like those things looked like it was terrible. So, we end up, I'm like, well, hey, you guys could do it. You guys are young and strong. And they're like, oh no way. You're doing it. We're going to videotape, and this whole thing. So I put like 5 bags around my arm. We taped it and then just, got in there and grabbed it. And I mean, and everything worked. It was like, I'm not touching this till later. We're going to like soak it in alcohol and everything. And here it is.
So off camera, I'll tell you about the time my terrible towel got a swirly in the Panthers stadium. Similar
Same type of situation.
Yes. But she survived and she's still thriving.
There you go. It can all be cleaned.
All can be cleaned.
Panthers, huh?
Well, I'm a diehard Steelers fan, so she was in the Panthers stadium, but was in my back pocket and came up missing.
Those terrible towels are really important.
Really important, and it's an authentic old terrible towel. So there was no way I was leaving it. No way.
Great job.
Thank God for best friends.
All right.
That is awesome.
You have an independent agency. You've had it for 25 years. What started, I would love to know the story of that because I know you have it with your husband, your mother. You guys have gone through a lot over the last, 25 years. Not to mention you have an agency that's very modern. So we'll get into that as well.
Sure.
But what got you in this crazy business?
Yeah. So, getting hired by your insurance is what got me into the business. And then, in corporate America, especially in the late 90s, the only way to move up was to move. And it became clear to us that we wanted to stay in North Carolina. And so we decided that the best option for us was going to be to do our own thing at that point. So neither of us had anyone in the business. We just started the agency scratch out of a spare bedroom. Definitely a hard way to do it. Learned so much over the years, and was fortunate to have so many just incredible mentors along the way. I mean, insurance agents are so sharing, and they share the best of their secrets, the worst of their secrets, so that you don't make the mistakes. And super fortunate to have those kind of people along the way with us. About 5 years ago, we had a real heart to heart with ourselves, and we're like, is this going to be a lifestyle business, or are we going to put the pedal to the metal and, try to really grow it into something bigger? And it's not in our nature to just sit back and chill. So we didn't. We are at the end of our 5-year mark. We're super close to doubling the size of the agency. It may take us an extra month to do so, but we're almost there. And that was on just commission revenue, not including profit sharing. So super proud of where we're at. Still disappointed we didn't hit the end of it by the end of December, but it's proud of where we're at.
Awesome.
That's incredible. How many people do you have working for
So
you?
including my husband and I, we have 2 VAs, and there's 10 of us total, including my VAs. So
cool.
Yeah.
So I want to know so was it just you and your husband when you first started?
It was, yes.
And then it sounds like it was just you two, right? Like did you have any employees at that time?
No, we did not. I think it took us about 4 years, 5 years, almost 5 years. When we had one employee that was with us for a little while, and then she moved on to do something different. And then when we hired our next employee, he's actually still with me. So he celebrated 21 years with us this year, which is incredible. He helped us build the agency, truly every bit of it. So
that is awesome.
Super special person.
So
you don't hear about that
Yeah.
very often in this world.
Well, so that first milestone, it sounded like you guys were doing it yourself, and it was more of that lifestyle type agency.
Very much.
What was that next step, like mental shift, and how did you get through that?
Yeah, I think there was a point in time prior to that. We had 2 kids. We got married and didn't have our children for a little while. So then the kids came, and that takes your attention, off the prize a little bit, as well, as we're just trying to figure out how to balance it all, especially with both of us in the business, and trying to take care of little people at home. But once we got them to a place where they were more self-sustaining, then it really was like, what are we going to do with this? Like, are we going to blow it up? Are we happy doing what we're doing? I had a real heart to heart with myself. There was a dark moment that I wasn't sure I wanted to continue doing this. I love insurance, but it gets hard in the minutia. And especially when you're in that weird growth place where you're doing it all, we bootstrapped everything. So just, I was 25 when we started the agency. So, I mean, it was just a lot of minutia, and we got to that place, and I had to take a step back. I had a really great business coach who was helping me, and she's like, you got to find the joy. And if you can't find the joy, then you know what your answer is. So I took some time, and that was really to find the joy, and found the joy, and decided that it was time to put the gas to it, that it wasn't just fun sitting in the minutia. That was the problem. You don't want to just sit in the minutia. So that was the impetus of it.
Lord, you're just sitting there because it's easy to come in and just let the day happen, right? Without a plan, because enough stuff happens all day long. But really, as an owner, you're not getting much done if you're doing that. And it takes a while to accept that. Like, I'm working hard, but are you? Right. I mean, yeah, you're working hard, but are you doing the right kind of hard work?
That's right.
Right. And so it's real interesting. So when you threw down the gauntlet, you say you're going to double it. What were like 2 or 3 of the levers that you started to pull that really made a big difference?
We've always been data driven, but I think I cleaned that up a lot and was like, what are the very key metrics that we need? I had read the book Traction, and even though we were small little agency, we decided to apply the principles of that. And that really helped us a lot. We kind of had to meld it to make it our own, but that helped us a lot because it's in your face all the time. And the most important thing I did was the most simplistic. My husband and I looked at where we wanted the agency to be in 15 years. And I used an Excel spreadsheet to back into what we had to do to get there. And that was the easiest thing ever, but everything else trickled down from that.
That is awesome. Did you get an integrator? or did you just do it yourself?
So I have been doing it myself. We actually have an implementer helping us with our annual plan for 2026. That's the first time that we'll have an implementer is right now. And he's not even hired for good, unfortunately, just for this annual plan. And then we're going to see how it goes.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. I think it'll be a great experience for us. And I'm so relieved I don't have to lead the annual planning. So it'll be great to have someone else to push us along.
Yeah, Craig.
It's implementer. I always call it integrator.
I know. I missed those up. It's so funny when he came up with that. It's like, dude, why did you do two words that are so similar for a very similar position? But anyways, the implementer, like Craig and I did the same thing. And when we did need that third party, like it really does help to have a third party, even though, you know, you can do it yourself or, you know, hire an integrator, whatever. Like it's so nice to have that third party that kind of like, you just have that outside perspective, that impartial, they're not, you know, subjective to anything. They're pretty objective. So
I'm excited about that because I think we can get in our own way a lot. And so it'll be good to have somebody that can be like, nah, that's not really a rock. I need you to do better with that. Or you didn't really complete that. You know, that's so I'm excited about that. I think that'll be helpful to get us on track. We changed our agency management system in July, which has just been more mud than I can ever possibly have dreamed up.
Yes.
So what did you switch from?
We switched from Applied Epic.
To which one?
To a system called BT Core. It's Salesforce based, and it's got a plugin that insurance agents created it.
Wow.
The plugin.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I mean, we really just wanted to be free. I mean, we want to be free. We want to plug in with who we want, connect with who we want, have our processes the way we want. So, you know, to get there though, the migration is just not pretty. It's a horrible process. It's like an ugly divorce.
It's like going from the filing cabinets to a computer system.
It is. Except for at least then you had like a tangible file to be like, yes, this is Jason's file. And yes, it came into the system. When it's all electronic, it's a wing and a prayer.
Like push the button. Is it really going over there, even though it says migrating? You're like, I don't know.
Yes, I don't know. I still don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Lots of checks and balances.
That's awesome. So, and then I noticed that you put in when you were talking to Emily, you said something about the gap and the gain. So are you a Benjamin Hardy fan? I
am, and I'm actually in the middle of the gap and the gain. And you know, the first couple of chapters, it just shapes, you know, your thought process quickly. And so that big audacious goal to double the agency that we're close to, but we haven't hit, it hit me that I wasn't celebrating where we were because we've come so far and done such a great job, and we're not celebrating that. So trying to take a moment to celebrate that.
Awesome.
Oh, I wish I had the little sound panel. I'd go, celebrate good time.
That's good. I need to remember that theme music.
Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, like it's so, I think that us humans, like we're so hard on ourselves all the time. And then like these big wins come and we just like keep going.
Right. Just like, what's the next goal?
It's like, gotta celebrate.
I'm already worried about how we're doubling again. That's where I'm at. I'm already like, oh, we got to double again. Where are we going?
You know how to.
Right. I hope.
Yeah.
Did we get...
It's definitely like the expectation becomes the like normal, and anything less than the expectation, you're hard on yourself about, and you're not celebrating the, you know, all the wins that you're doing. You're just, it's like, this is the way it should be.
Right.
So, and of course you're going to hit some setbacks, and then you're just beat yourself up over that. And it's so easy to stay in that spot where you're feeling very like behind.
Very much. And I think highly motivated people, that just comes with the territory. That's just built into the fabric of who you are. And so I don't even know that I realized I was doing it until you kind of get called out about it. You're like, oh, that makes a little bit of sense.
How did you find the joy going back to the earlier?
Yeah, so I am not a journal person like at all. My best girlfriend was helping me clean out some things, and we found a journal that had one page written in it. So that pretty much sums up how much I like to journal. But the coach bought me a journal that was just a gratitude journal. And it was find the 3 things every day. And so I challenged myself to try to find 3 things that I liked about the business every day. And then, over a couple of week period, it starts to become obvious that it is the framing. It is what you think of it. And then the imagery of like, am I going to walk away, and what that looks and feels like, and kind of getting real with yourself about that. You shut the lights off, you pack up the file cabinets, whatever you're doing. How does that feel? What's next? And that didn't feel good. I didn't like that. So the combination of the 2 propelled me to change my plan.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But I think a lot of
which is doubling up again.
Well, now it is, yes. And a lot of business owners get in that spot. Nobody wants to talk about it. So that's why I share it, because I think it's normal, especially like when you get into some hard stuff that you are outside your comfort zone. You're learning. You don't know what you're doing because it's a place you've never been before, and you have to retool.
Yeah. Well, and we do so many things, or we get to the point where we're so good at it that then, even though maybe it's working, it's now boring, right? So it's like, how can I screw up what's working really well?
Yes.
You get in there, let's just retool this a little bit. It's like, but it works, so just interesting.
I'm famous for that. Just mixing it up for the sake of mixing it up because I'm bored. So
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a trait of a good ADHD person.
Right.
Start making drama in the things that work. Yeah, Craig and I are part of a few groups with heavy hitter business owners, and it just seems the same, like across the board. Everybody kind of gets sick of their business, and I've thought about this a lot over the years, because I 100% get sick of everything. I've realized there's no way that I can do the same thing for the rest of my life and be happy doing it.
Right.
Like, I just always need to change. I need to at least be in a position. That's when we found EOS, and then it was like, okay, like if you're not working in the business, it gives you the opportunity to not feel like that, so you can do other things, and so that was a big help. But like, just realizing that, like for me, it was like being inside of it and doing all the, like being a cog in the system. Like, I'm going to be bored at some point, and then I'm going to screw up the system.
Right.
Like, I'm the one that has to do something all the time. But yeah, Craig and I are part of I feel like every entrepreneur feels that about their business at some time and thinks about going to the other side. And then I've seen a lot of insurance agents, because of, all the different craziness that's happening with carriers, or, out here in California, it's madness, but then they'll switch to like a different industry, and they're like, wow, this is really hard.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, dude, why did you just do the same thing that you knew, maybe a little differently? Or like, you know what I mean? Like, and then you look at somebody like Warren Buffett, or anybody that really made, like, the 100 millionaires or billionaires, they do the same thing, and it really compounds over time. And it doesn't compound for a while, like 10, 20, 30 years. They're still doing the boring thing, but they're consistent with it, and they're stacking their leverage in that one thing. So it's like, yeah, it's like us business owners, we need to just kind of really keep those guardrails up and keep doing the thing, finding the joy in it, because literally all businesses are the same. They have the same, but even like EOS, they have the different functions, right? Like setting up the what is it, LMS or whatever, right? Like the different department, but it's all the same. All businesses have the same functions.
That's right.
So it's like, it doesn't matter what business you get into, you're still gonna have to deal with accounting. That's right. Like, you're still gonna have to deal with customer service in some fashion. So it's like, just keep doing the same thing. Like, and if you want to feel less like in the weeds and that pressure, then hire somebody else to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in a residual income business where really time is your friend. If you just can consistently put in the work and put in the time and not get bored and screw things up, then you got everything on your side.
Yeah. 100%. How is it out there in North Carolina?
So we have, I mean, compared to the problems you've got going on, my friend, there is just nothing wrong in this state. In all seriousness, personal lines has taken a giant rate hit, mainly because we have some interesting rules and laws in our state. So personal lines has taken some rate increases. I believe 26 is going to level out, but it's been 3 years of really hard conversations with clients. And again, nothing compared to what y'all have had, but 20 and 30% rate increases are not the norm for North Carolina. So I hope that that's going to level out. Commercial has not been nearly as impacted. So it's been more steady as you go. I feel like it's probably a little bit softening, on the way to softening for sure. So
is your agency, so do you have specialists in each function, like a specialist for commercial or specialist for home, specialist for auto, or how do you?
We're just split into commercial and personal, and we do have one producer we added Medicare to our mix last year, and he's doing Medicare and life insurance. So those are our only splits in the agency. I've got a niche I'm working on right now. Again, one of those things that people tell you all the time that you need to do, and we know we need to do it, and I don't do it. So that was one of my things this year, was to get that kicked off.
What do you think the big fear is for people to niche down?
Saying no to all the other business. Yeah. And finding a line. I mean, I told my account exec, we were having this conversation yesterday, I'm the worst one. I'm the guilty one. I want to help everybody. So there's just I have no in my vocabulary. And so from the $300 bop straight on up, I want to help everybody. And we're at a place where we've got to make some decisions about how that's going to go in order to scale appropriately. We're not going to be able to scale if we don't. So I know that in my head, but my heart still hasn't gotten wrapped around that.
What niche are you guys going into?
So we already do a ton of contractors. That's like a natural niche for us. It's the people that we really love to do business with. So I'm just slicing and dicing that a little bit more and slicing it into a landscaper niche, with the goal of being able to repeat it in the other trades, by proving that this one, the marketing and things that I'm doing are going to work for this one.
That's awesome. Do you ever look at since you have so many different lines, do you ever look at your book of business and look at the lifetime value of a client?
Yes.
And what policies that they have and how to acquire those ones?
Yes. I mean, that's what landed us into the contracting space to begin with. We just had so many of them already. And then further down into the landscaping, because we had quite a few of those as well. So we have a great landscaper that's been with us 15 years that just did an awesome case study with me. So we're just in the tail end of wrapping that all up so we can put that together. We have a video and a blog with that to share. So some good stuff with SEO, hopefully, and we'll hopefully be after the races. We'll see.
Super.
That's cool. Great. So I always find it interesting when when partners or, spouses are in business together, because for me, it would be impossible. I know Jason, he's impossible. We'd kill each other. Right. She's whatever. Right. It wouldn't work out well, which is fine. But I'm curious, how have you made that work? Are there rules of it? Let's say you strongly disagree on something. You just both, you're hardcore on this thing, he's the other way. How do you resolve that?
Yeah, I mean, we're both super type A personalities. There's two chiefs and
that helps.
So it does help. I have taken more of an operational marketing role, and he's done our business sales. So I operate like one, agency owner with two of us, which is great because we do have that ability. He doesn't have to worry about any of the HR components, and I don't have to worry about business sales. So we've got that going for us. There's definitely been a lot of things we've come to blows about, though, with strong personalities. I mean, that can be as simple as where the toilet paper roll is going if you take your heels in, right? So it has taken us a while to get on the other side of that. Generally speaking, though, because we have the same vision for where the agency's going, we can sort it out because of that. Because it's either, that's going to get us closer to it or it's not. either there's a budgeting issue, like I'm famous for there being no budget. And he's like, no, there is a budget. That's not an unlimited money tree in the backyard. So he's good at keeping the rails on for me. And I will gradually see that he's right with that unless I've got a solid plan and can come back and say, no, this is why it makes good sense. And then that's how we've been able to resolve it because we have the same goal in mind at the end.
Was it better for you after EOS?
Definitely.
Because it sort of makes it more objective, right?
Yes.
Here's a structure. It's this way. We both agree we're going to do it the way that it says. So that's going to solve the argument. Yes.
And it also solved even like accountability because it's really difficult to hold your spouse accountable. I mean, I'll make excuses for him, right? I mean, it's he was busy with the kids, he's coaches, whatever. I'll make excuses why I didn't do something. But he sees it in his own site. It's on his own scorecard. It either got done or it didn't. It's not subjective. So that has helped a lot.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Like as somebody with ADHD, again, I will bring that up, but you think like you want to be free. You don't want to have rules. Like you think that it's going to make things harder because now there's a bunch of rules and stuff like that. But then
I don't like rules.
But then when you have them or structure, and you can even say this about your sales department or any other type of position in the business, once there's like rules, values, and like a structure to it, it's super simple because then all you have to do is manage the beliefs and then, or not manage the beliefs, but you encourage the beliefs and then manage the behaviors.
Right.
So, and it's like, makes it so much easier.
It does make
like
it so much easier.
Scorecards for everybody.
And I don't like rules either, not at all. And I don't like to micromanage and have to hold people's feet to the fire. So that's a challenge for me. So the scorecard makes it easy because the team knows if they're on track. They know if they've done what they're supposed to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
great to make something else be the bad guy, right? Like hey, look, we just follow this thing and the only way to make sure that everything works is just to follow this thing. So let's go look at the thing and see what the situation,
right.
Oh, it says we have to do it this way. Like I remember I had a hard time when people would get all mad about claims back when I was on the phones and all that, and a mentor told me, they go, no, don't try to argue about the claim. Just say, hey, you know what? I'm on your side. Let's review the policy. And so we'd go in and look at, man, it isn't covered, and so we'd go in and look at the language, and now the policy's the bad guy, not me.
Yeah,
right?
that makes total sense.
Really, that helped a lot.
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a game changer. Like when I first started, I remember just holding salespeople accountable. It's like because salespeople are always, they say they make more calls than they do. They say that all these people, like I got all these people that I'm going to close, right? So it's like, dude, what's up with sales? You haven't had a sale in a couple days. Like, I got 5. I'm working on 5 sales right now, and then tomorrow it's like nothing closes. And it's like, yeah, I'm working on the 5. It's like it's all feeling based.
Right.
Like we're not even tracking anything. It was horrible. But yeah, once you have scorecards, it's like now you can. It's like make this many calls, do this many quotes, this many follow-ups. We're good.
Right. You can back into the numbers.
Yeah.
Yep. Down to the dime.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, and I think that's for a long time. Like it was always, we want to write a bunch, but we didn't really track the activity. We were focused on the goal, right? On the amount, but that doesn't get you anywhere, right? You're like, we didn't do it. It's like, but then you work the numbers and you get to the dials. You're like 100,000 dials. How the hell are we going to do 100? And then it's like, we do it. If we do the 100,000 dials, we get to that goal, right? It just is going to take a lot. It's this many people or whatever, right? Like everything can be done, but you need the numbers and you can't eject. Like I would eject because I'd go, 100, that's not going to happen. So whatever, we'll just keep doing it. It'll work, but it doesn't.
That's right.
You have to follow the math.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's remarkable how it works when you follow the math.
So what was the biggest game changer for y'all when you hired the implementer? Were you doing it yourselves first and then hired the implementer?
No, we hired the implementer. We actually really needed it at the time. We had a manager, CEO type operator and we were all Craig and I mainly were creating a ton of chaos. You know what I mean? Like creating a lot of sales at the time, but like a lot of chaos. And when he came in, we were all a little overwhelmed, I think, like Craig, me, and then our CEO. And it just put rules to everything. And it really, it's kind of like the Benjamin Hardy thing of the, like, it's more like we needed to cut out a ton of stuff.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like the 80-20 principle.
Yes.
So that really helped us cut out a lot of the mess at the time.
Nice.
But it was nice to have.
And for context, it was for this business, not for the agency.
Okay.
So we didn't have, we were doing it for teledudes and insurance dudes. And I mean, interestingly, we had brought on somebody who was very much like us. And we needed somebody that was not like us, more more operational, yes, and can do the thing. So, as the role started to develop from, the meetings that we were having with our, that's the implementer, right? Who's the implementer?
The
implementer's outside.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So as we're having those meetings, then it was, you could see that he was going, oh, well, I don't want to do that. And all of a sudden it was like, oh, and he eventually just self-selected out for the most part.
Which is helpful.
Kind of the aha from, yeah.
Yeah.
It was helpful.
I mean,
yeah.
It was good. He's actually my really good friend. I talk to him all the time. I've known him since I was really young. So it was actually a really good thing. And it was really good.
Good.
It was good. He's cool.
Good. That's good to hear.
But I don't think that would have ended well without that, to be totally honest.
Right.
Because there was a lot of friction at the time. So sure, that was actually way more of a blessing in hindsight.
Yeah, the tension builds and the resentment starts forming, and then it's like humans.
Yeah.
I want to know what did you do what are the big pillars that you set in place for the last 5 years to be able to double your business in the last 5 years?
So knowing exactly what we had to do every year was one of them. We knew the growth rate that we had to do every year. And then I backed into it. So I actually just did exactly what Craig just said. I decided how many leads what our closing ratio was and went backwards to how many leads do you need in order to hit those numbers. And then what's our average retention? And it was actually pretty easy to do. So that was one of the big pillars, was just getting real clear on what we had to do. And then it became obvious that we needed more leads. I mean, our internal joke in our agency for absolutely everything is, what you have to do? You have to sell more insurance. So, my husband wants a new boat. Well, you know what you have to do? You have to sell more insurance. So, right. I mean, joking aside, we had to sell some more insurance, right?
Yeah.
So that was a big piece of it. We overstaffed our team. That was an interesting pillar because we're a best practices agency, have been for a long time, but our payroll is not in line with their recommendations right now, but that's because we're growing. So we brought on a gal that I just adore that had no experience. And so we knew she needed a little bit of room to get her feet wet and get a solid foundation so that we could continue the trajectory we were on. And that was very helpful. We actually brought on someone in commercial around the same time for the same reason. So we have been overstaffed a little bit, which we have capacity. I love that. I'm not constantly feeling like we're not capable of doing or servicing the clients that we wrote. So that was really helpful as well. And besides that was really getting clear on the sales. We have a lot of people that are great internal, good customer service people. And the next push is we've got to hire a sales team. So we have some people that sell, but we need a sales team, particularly in the business side of things. So that's the next growth goal, is to help us get there. We're going to have to do something different. And that's one of the things.
I was just going to say. what's the next for now? What are you doing for the next 5 years?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing, is that I know we need that. I know that's a hole that we have to fill, especially if we're ever going to be out of the day-to-day operations of the agency, because we are not right now collectively, my hubby and I. Our son, we have a 19-year-old that is a sophomore at Appalachian State, and he decided to go into the risk management program. So he interned with us this summer, and all of a sudden we may have a perpetuation, plan that we had never dreamed when we started without any kiddos at all that we would have. So
That is wild.
that is giving me a ton of motivation to leave it in the state that I want him to take over it. And then also the runway is a little bit longer because I want to make sure that he's solid. I don't want to leave him high and dry when we step aside. So that's giving me some good motivation.
So that opens the door for the next conversation, which I think is interesting. Is the runway long for us insurance agents? As somebody who's been involved in a lot of technology and doing, plugging in the AI and using it in your agency.
Yes.
What do you think is going to happen?
I believe it'll change. When I started, we had dial-up internet. So just put that in perspective.
Right.
We were not able to remote in from anywhere. So we have been paperless for a long, long, long time though. I think somewhere like 2003, 2004, we went paperless. So we're always on the front end of that to simplify things. The way I see it happening
wow, that was early.
It was early, but I hate paper. And so it was just a great.
Yeah.
I do too.
I hate it. So
it's such a waste.
Yeah, it is. It was a waste. I definitely, I had a scanner, I think, before most people did in their home. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, but technology is going to help us to be able to service our clients better and more efficiently, give them the client experience that they need, and give our people time to do what they like better. My people would like to talk to clients on the phone, not push paper, even push button paper, behind the scenes. So we're trying to use our technology so that we can spend more time with customers. As agency owners, what I see is that we're going to become way more efficient because we'll be able to utilize technology. We'll have higher skilled employees, which I love, and we'll be able to expect them to be more educated and more highly trained because they'll be talking to people all day long and doing what they do best.
Yeah, I find it's remarkable. Like, some of the big companies. My wife has worked in. She works in the pharmaceutical world, and like some of those companies, I won't name them because I don't want to have some problem. But like two of them, very large that you've heard of, do not let their people use any AI on their computers. Are not allowed to, and it's just like, wow, let's make our people less effective when there's a tool. It's like it's just remarkable.
Right.
So, that I encourage everybody to use as much as possible because it's going to give you properly, right? Not copy paste. That's not going to work. Right. But the amount of speed that it can increase your efficiency with things is it's remarkable.
It really is. The AI assistant was, we wanted to try it. We turned it on. I had no idea the impact it would have though, because the gal that was answering the phone is licensed, and she came to me, oh my gosh, not even 10 days later, and was like, the amount of time I have, because I'm not getting interrupted all day long to pass the call to somebody else, is just earth shattering. I can't believe it. So, the proof was in the pudding right away that it was, and it's not perfect. It will be at some point, but it's definitely a work in progress. We're constantly tweaking it. We're constantly telling her not to say things or to stay on script. But she doesn't take any days off. She's never sick. Even if a hurricane hits North Carolina, she's going to answer the phone. And those things are fantastic. They're fantastic. So the dependable and the reliableness of it is wonderful. And
I'm sure you have, but I'd love to hear what they said. You've asked your clients, like hey, what do you think? We're doing this because we want to have more time to, help you on the real stuff. So, what are your thoughts when you speak to, whatever her name is?
Yeah. So her name's Quinn. We named her Quinn in our agency, but she, so initially I had clients that went both ways, right? Some people were like, that's the coolest thing ever. I didn't even know it was a robot. And other people were like, I cannot believe you're using a robot. One lady went so far as to tell one of my team members that she was going to lose her job because computers were going to replace it and I was going to replace her. So that same lady emailed me over the 4th of July weekend when I like soft selling Quinn, hey, Quinn's going to be around. Don't worry. If you need something, she'll answer the phone. She was like, I can't believe you expect me to talk to a robot. I'm like, well, if you don't, no one else is here. So your choice, but my team is taking a day off. So we've had all extremes, but explaining to customers that that's the reason we're using it is so my team can actually spend more time talking to them. That made all the difference. As soon as customers understood that, they're good. So.
Well, yeah, because there's not enough. It doesn't matter how many service people you bring on. It's still going to go to voicemail. Right. Like, and all of a sudden your payroll's too, if you had enough people to literally answer the phone for the number of calls that come in, then you have no money and you can't help anybody.
That's exactly right.
Right. So it's like, you can't make them happy with more people than you can afford anyway.
Right.
So why not have a solution that's actually going to create capacity and then you can help everybody better? I just like your example, she was constantly interrupted. Well, for me, like if the second I get interrupted, I'm screwed. I need 20 minutes to reset all of a sudden. Right. So it's like, imagine, I mean, and I'm probably an extreme, but everybody needs a little time to get back into whatever they were doing. And I'm sure mistakes are made when that happens, right?
Absolutely.
Because there's just, you're in the middle of something. And so it's just, it's, I think that, I mean, ultimately everybody's going to have to accept it because it's the way that things are going to be. But it is fascinating. My daughter was scheduling a doctor's appointment and she called and they had it. And she said, I think it was. And I go, tell me the conversation. I was all excited because she was talking about it. And she went through and then she said, there was a time where I thought, no, it's a person. But then it started saying some things that were like, no, wait a minute. No, it isn't. Yeah. She wasn't 100% sure, but she was pretty sure it was. I go, well, then it was,
Yeah, for sure.
And then I said, and she's 25. So I said, what do you think? Like, how does that sit with you? Does that bother you? And she goes, no, it was great. Like it did everything I needed.
Right.
It got me the appointment. It was friendly. It wasn't, it wasn't, it was great.
Right.
Better than most people that I talked to.
Right. Well, we just scratched the surface with what she does and will be able to do. We've already got her taking mortgage changes because those are typically coming from third parties. Wow. And after hours, she's collecting auto information if somebody calls with a car change. So when it gets to us, we've got the transcript already with the VIN. It just saves so much time so that when we call back, we're talking about coverages, what they really need to hear from us, recommendations, and we're off the phone and moving on. And they've got what they need taken care of. So the next steps is to connect it. I mean, the reason we changed our management system is to be able to connect it to our management system. So there's all kinds of possibilities whenever we open that up.
Oh, then you don't even have to, it's like process, right? For the change.
Yes.
So you'll come in and there'll be a flow.
Yes.
And you just go boop, 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 boop. That is incredible.
Now in North Carolina, we still haven't dealt with the, procuring coverage by a robot. I'm sure that'll be coming in our legislative, session for next year, but that hasn't happened yet.
I mean, that will be something.
Yes.
If people, if they can close business, oh man.
Well, if it can close business, then we might actually be able to, make a buck on small commercial, right? Where everybody's trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Home and auto will be gone when that happens, because why would a carrier need an agent?
I think that's an interesting question, but I still believe that customers want to talk to people when they have a claim. So, or they've got a sticky situation. And I can think of a dozen of them this year where I personally talked to a client because the claim was so bad, what happened in their home, an accident that was really bad. They just need a person, or they're doing something kind of complicated and they want to make sure it's being done right, that they've got coverage that they need. So I do think people still want people. There's a certain segment of the population that's always going to want to talk to a person.
Yeah, but they're all dying.
I mean, I think it'll take, like, once you can do everything with a computer, and they don't need an agent. Younger people, I don't think, care at all about talking to somebody. They would much rather talk to a computer.
Yeah.
And then, so I don't think, like, for me, I think it's just going to, I mean, I think that certain things become the commodity, right? Like the auto insurance, like, dude, nobody even really buys a car anymore. They're leasing cars and stuff like that. So it's like, I think stuff like the car or like the general, but like, I look at something like business insurance, like you need an advisor,
right?
You know what I mean? And then it's like, if you have any parts of your business insurance, you want them to handle all of your insurance as a business owner.
Right.
So I think like that's a huge advantage, but I think that you're just your typical auto from the dude working down the street at Best Buy. It's like that guy could care less about an insurance agent. And I think that as soon as robots can do it or are legally allowed to do it, that guy will always be the robot guy.
Sure. Know? That makes good sense. I agree with you on that. I guess I'm just thinking of more complicated, even personal lines accounts where they've got rental properties and short-term rentals and the second properties, all those kinds of things where you really need to make sure you got yourself covered.
Right. Because the business owner, like especially that person, has so much on their plate. It's like, I don't want to deal with looking up the rules to this one or this one. It's like, I want somebody else to manage it so I can manage my business. And that's why I have these rental properties.
That's right. Yep. Completely.
So it's a totally different game. Yeah. That's why, like, and one of the things you said, like, I think with robots and everything else, I love that we're calling them robots. But, I think we're in such a cool time right now. And this is what I 100% believe. I believe that independent agents, we have, like, not we, I'm not one right now, maybe in the future, but who knows? Anyways, like an independent agent right now is in this gold era where it's like, dude, if you acquire a ton of indie agent, like if you build your independent agency right now, as the robots start being able to do more and more, if you can build it really big, I would say in like 3-4 years. I mean, if we're getting to the point where they can service everything and service our clients, then it's like, it's almost autopilot at that point.
Right.
Like it's really like, it's like the gold rush right
now.
Absolutely. It's like such an opportunity.
It is. Yeah, agents that don't embrace it are definitely going to get left behind, though. I mean, at this point, you have to at least be educating yourself, even if you're not using it. And like not using ChatGPT right now is just sinful to me. Like, if you need to write a social media post or an email to a client, like, I throw in thoughts that make no sense, like the way they're written, and tell it that.
I don't even fix my spelling anymore.
Neither do I.
It's like, I don't know how it knows what I wrote sometimes. It's like gibberish, and it's like, yeah, of course, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what?
And then you come out sounding like a polished professional writer.
Yeah, I'm like, no, that's too good, make it worse.
For sure. But I mean, those kinds of things are just such shortcuts to the day. Something that would take you 2 hours to come up with took 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, and now it's hooked to your email. You can just say, go through to anything that's a newsletter or junk, delete it. Gone.
Yep.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah. We're like, we're at the foot of the hill of like 60% of employees getting on unemployment and everybody wondering what the heck to do. And it's like, dude, right now, use ChatGPT, even if it's for something stupid. Like, we're talking about emails and stuff that, like, yes, in 5 years, it's like that won't matter as much because it's totally going to be integrated. Like, but the whole idea is there's a tsunami coming. And if you don't know what's going on, like, this is like the highest leverage tool of all time.
Right.
Highest leverage tool.
Yes, it is.
And if you're if you're like the ostrich with your head under the ground, you're going to get smacked. Like,
absolutely.
I don't know how you're going to survive.
I don't think you are going to survive, though. Right. I think that'll be the division between some agencies, especially some older school agencies that just haven't wanted to modernize. That'll be the division for sure.
100%.
I mean, colleges are dead.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's the entire world is going to get flipped upside down. And I mean, I think already has a little bit, like
100%.
it's getting pretty crazy. I want an actual robot that does the dishes.
Ugh,
That's what I
wouldn't
want.
that be heavenly? And I want one that cooks too.
It will be.
Cooks is mine. I don't want to cook.
I think cooks, does the
Oh,
dishes, does the laundry,
yes.
all that stuff. I mean, that will be fantastic.
Yeah, I can't imagine
We're
a
not
life
far
where you
off.
don't have to rush home to put dinner on or clean up or, I mean, just the time you get back in your day is astonishing.
Yeah.
We'll fill it
That's
with
so
other
cool.
stupid stuff.
Yeah. We'll try to break something.
People are good at that.
I'll start
Scrolling,
painting.
more scrolling.
I have almost completely given up social media.
Well, and I only am on it because of business. That's it. It's
Yeah.
no longer,
Well,
yeah, it's, you can't keep up with it
Well-
anyway unless it's your full-time job. So,
right. Like it's like the email now, right? Like there's just so much and it doesn't end and it's an endless scroll. You can go forever. And I don't know. It's designed to keep you on
Right.
it. Like I don't like it when they're trying to trick you into doing things.
Right.
You know, and I mean it is, right? It does dopamine hits, it makes you love it. I don't like it. So and I used to love it,
yeah, it's manipulative.
but I had to kill it.
It is.
As Axl Rose once
It's a great
said.
song.
Yeah.
So this is a great segue into what advice would you give somebody coming into insurance now, especially with everything that we're talking about? Where do you think the highest leverage is for a newer agent that's smaller? You've been able to scale. How would you, what advice would you give them?
Yeah, for an agent starting scratch, especially, I mean, technology what we have now tool wise, they can leverage to scale way faster than I could when I started. So I think that is just a fascinating place. I mean, how professional do you sound if you have an AI assistant answering the phone and, you know, able to even take some basic quote information for you if you're on the phone with somebody so that you can get back to them. I think leveraging VAs in that same avenue with being able to get back to people faster and doing some of the back office work that AI is just not set up to do yet. And then just the advantages of something like ChatGPT, where you need to work on the business and now you can do that in an hour in the evening instead of 3 or 4, which I distinctly remember, you know, after my day at the office, going home, eating dinner and going back on the deck with my laptop to sit the rest of the night and work on the business, to do marketing things. And you can do, you know, your everything from your social media campaign to your SEO and your blogs in an hour in the evening. It's just crazy. So I think that would be my best advice for a scratch agent just starting out. And certainly to find some good mentors. I belong to our Independent Agents Association in North Carolina, and just having the mentors, the other friends and networking people that you know you can go to with questions. I called one of the friends I have on the board because I know she knew how to do something and I knew she would have done it really well, and I was right, she did. And of course she shared everything with me. So it's just having that sounding board and structure is awesome for scaling because you need help along the way.
I love it. Has your agency bought any books?
So we bought one small book in late, I think it was 2008 we bought that book. I have been looking to acquire another agency and unfortunately just haven't found a real good match with us culturally. So we're a very urban shop. We don't have walk-in traffic. We don't take payments. There's some things that are just really different that other agencies do because they're in small towns that we don't do. So it's been hard for me to find the right fit, but I'm not giving up yet.
Yeah, don't go
Do you
backwards.
don't? Is it like the door's locked? You just like there's no walk-in traffic, or it's just because of where you are, there's no walk-in traffic?
It's a combination. When we're in a business park and we don't keep our door locked per se, but we're also not in a strip plaza. So our goal always was to find the undisturbed client. So I do think that, you know, growth and scale wise, that we grew slower because of the type of client and the quality of client that we were looking for. And we had to be okay with that at a couple of points too. But it's really worked itself out nicely now. So we encourage our clients if they need to have an appointment with us. But rarely do they want to come in. I mean, if you live in Charlotte and it's going to take you 20 minutes to get to my office, and you can do that in a Teams meeting in 5 minutes or just on a phone call in 2 minutes. I mean, you're just not doing that. You're not driving here. So
Right.
it really kind of works itself out that way.
And for a business owner, dude, you just want to like get on to the next thing. You got too much stuff on your plate.
That's
You're
right.
like, Who wants to be driving all over town?
Yeah, not in our traffic, and it's not even half as bad as some, major cities. But it's getting there.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, now that we have DoorDash, I hardly drive.
It's amazing.
It is amazing, but that's funny.
Every meal almost.
I've got a 14-year-old, so I am a professional chauffeur after 5 o'clock.
Oh, wow. There you go.
At no charge to her.
Mm-hmm.
I have my oldest, she's a 13. And we're starting to drive her around a little bit. But, man, going back to that school conversation, I mean, I tell her to use ChatGPT. Like, why are you going to write all this stuff out? Like, here, I'll show you how to organize it. Like,
Right. We had my husband was helping her with math homework and had clearly not done the math she's doing in a long time. So he put the problem into ChatGPT to see how to do it. And then she was like, Daddy, you're cheating. I can't do that. It's cheating. I'm like, it's not cheating to use a tool when you're stuck and you don't know how to do something. You're looking at how to solve a problem. So we went, open house was the next night, ironically enough, and asked the teacher. And the teacher's like, absolutely, use all the tools. That's what they're there for. Like,
that's cool.
Use the tools. She said, I know the kids aren't doing their homework when they fail the test. So if they're using the ChatGPT as a tool versus just to get the answer, they're going to do well on the test. So I don't care what they're
100%.
using. Yeah.
Dude, I do the same thing when I help my daughter. I literally will just take a picture of the page and say, explain this and give me the fewest steps, but like act as if I don't know anything,
right?
And just walk me step by step on how to do this problem, the easiest way to do it. And then it'll just boom, boom, boom.
It's a phenomenal tool. It's like having a full-time tutor at home at night with you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like having an assistant with you all the time that like is way smarter than you.
Right.
How do you do this?
I'm way more eloquent.
Yeah. I mean, even like computer programs or like even stuff around the house. I'm not the most fix-it guy, but apparently now I am because I just take pictures of things. Say, I don't even know what this is. They're like, oh, this is this. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like, can I get the part somewhere? Yeah, you can get it at Home Depot. Awesome.
Yeah, that's what I did in Durango at my so I don't know if anybody had we never had a boiler before, but it's a mountain place, right? So it's boilers and in the floor heating, and it stopped working. And I mean, this room, it's like, it's crazy. These pipes and all this crap everywhere. And I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Like valves. And I put it on that vision mode, you know, and I said, what is all this shit? And it just was like, that thing on the right is this is that, and it knew everything.
That's the best.
And it's like, turn that, do this, do this,
cool.
and it fixed it. It's insane.
And then somebody would say that's cheating, but I say like, even, okay, if you Googled all that stuff.
Yeah, the plumber would.
Right. But like he learned out of a book. So it's really getting the information into your brain quicker. That's it. It's not like there is no points for flipping pages or something else. You know what I mean?
Right.
But but I don't know why people hold that stuff hold that up.
Yeah. What's the outcome? The result or pain? Right. Like, I mean, why do extra pain when you don't need to?
Right.
Result. I could get the result. Like even at the school, you can't use it. It's like, but as soon as you leave school, you will be using it unless you work at the companies that my wife worked at. Then, you know, like you're going to use it.
Right.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah, we actually got our first 2 leads from ChatGPT last week. So again, talking about leverage, that's, you know, having your blogs set up schematically correct so it can crawl them is a huge piece of it. So yeah,
so good.
Really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
It just did something for me too that was like, there's no way I would have done this. I set up my Airbnb thing and like all the settings in Price Labs. Like you go in Price Labs to do all the, you know, dynamic pricing. It's impossible. You can't even understand what they're talking about. And then it's like, nope, do this. And it's like, thing is crushing it now.
That's awesome.
Bookings.
That's awesome. That's bookings and reviews. That's what it's all about in the short-term rental game.
Yeah. Unless you get trolled. I got one troll review.
Oh, did you? I'm so sorry.
It's
not cool.
It's unreal. Not happy with Airbnb.
Oh, I've heard that.
Anyway.
I've heard that.
They're so full of it.
Yeah.
We don't get involved. Then they do get involved when they want
I would
to.
like to go off platform and have all my bookings just be from my website.
That would be fantastic, but they own it,
Right.
right? Like they own
the space. Yeah.
They own it.
Very hard.
So you can't get them too mad.
I know. You have to play by the game.
Play by the game. The rules.
Michelle, if anybody wanted to get a hold of you, what is the website? Where can they see the stuff?
Yep. My website is oianc.com. I started with O'Connor Insurance Associates way back in the day and realized that was a lot to type. So I still own it, but that's what it stands for. OIANC like North Carolina.com. That's our website. All my contact info is on there as well. So happy to chat about my AI assistant Quinn or anything else fun that agents want to talk about.
You are awesome. Thank you so much we really went the distance on this one. So this is awesome. Thank you so much.
This is like actually probably the longest one in a very long time. I love
goodness. I hope it's not because I talk so much.
No, it's good. It's because it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll keep going. We're pretty much, at the same level as Rogan. Yeah. So we'll just go, like we'll just keep going.
I love it. I love it. Well, for those millions of followers, you have to be at the same level.
Yeah. You gotta, you just gotta put in the effort.
You do. Thanks, guys. You've been great too. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Have a great one.
Bye-bye.